that sunny today, to tell you the truth. But anyway, I'm looking forward to show you around Rabbit Island. So hopefully you're doing well. Let me know where you're from. I'm obviously standing here in the northern tip of the South Island in New Zealand. So if you look at the map, the Nelson Tasman region is the northern tip of the South Island. So my name is Michael. I'm a local here. I live nearby and I show you around my little Sunday walk. We have Sunday morning about 9 o'clock. So hello Catherine, hello Letney, hello Trish, great to see you all. It's nice to have you for my little morning stroll. My wife is not far away, she's already gone onto the beach. So let's get the show rolling and I'll switch over and I'll tell you a little bit more. Hello Susan, and I'll tell you a little bit more about Rabbit Island and yeah, a few stories on the way, and let's switch it around. So yeah, hello Barbara from Vancouver. Yeah, as I mentioned before, the weather forecast didn't work out the way I wanted it, but at least we don't have much wind this morning. So, but it's just lovely. So to tell you a little bit more about, hello Michelle, hello, nice to see you again. Yeah, this is a slightly different tour. Last week Michelle joined us for the Nelson market tour, but today we're obviously out in nature and just to have a little bit of a stroll around. So Rabbit Island is a place which was formed about 7,000 years ago, and it's yeah, it's part of you know, sediment over the years, over all these thousands of years, sand, and from a local river came down the mountains. So this is quite a beautiful place for the locals to hang out, especially on the Sunday. At the moment there's only a few souls walking the beach, but the Maori name is actually Motu Roa, which means Motu is separate and Roa is long. It's quite amazing how these indigenous people already figured out what the place looks like. So it's a long, separate place. So here we go. So in the distance you might be able to see Nelson City. So we're looking towards the north here, which is, for the northern hemisphere people, it's obviously something different. So normally we would have the sun right in front of us, but at the moment it's just a little bit dull. We had beautiful weather over the last few weeks and even months. Do rabbits live on your island? Actually, that's quite a good question, really, because I haven't seen too many. There are some weka birds, but hopefully we'll come across them. And yeah, let's start walking down the beach. And yeah, rabbits, yes, I know, it makes total sense. I have to find out actually why they called it Rabbit Island. There must be a story with it. So yeah, it's the place is about 8 kilometers long from west to north. It's about 15 square kilometers in total. So it's quite interesting because this is obviously a place to relax, and in modern days a lot of families come out. And I've actually seen a horse. There was a horse somewhere, horse rider. So they're riding on the beach. As there may be a spot which is actually allowed to walk the dogs, but not here. The reason for that is really that we want families to enjoy it. There's in the summertime, like Christmas season, there's heaps of families around. They're digging in the sand, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful environment. Yeah, bunnies with bikinis. Yes, good for. But yeah, it's but horses are allowed. And yeah, quite frequently we're coming here, especially on Sunday mornings. We're coming here just for a stroll. I mean, obviously what all low tide at the moment. So you see my wife there, she's just walking. Hello, can you still hear me, see me? Because the internet connection can be a little bit patchy here. I'm not sure one time it's great, the next time it's just lagging a little bit of oomph. So anyway, so this is low tide, as I mentioned before, and yeah, we're walking towards the west. So in the background, the mountains. Can you still hear me? You're fine now. Thanks, thanks, Tish. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's these internet connections once in a while. The closer I stay really to the ocean, the better it is. But I still want to go a little bit really to the ocean, the better it is. But I still want to go a little bit into. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody there? Can you hear me, see me? I'm just moving around a little bit. And try to change my position a little bit. Yeah, thank you, Tish. Yeah, I'll go a little bit closer to the trees here for whatever reason. Maybe it's better there. So anyway, we got low tide in the background. You can see the Abel Tasman National Park. So it's around about, the Abel Tasman is the smallest national park here in New Zealand. And so in the background, I don't want to go too far away here, otherwise, you know, I'm losing the connection again. But we got here a toilet block, which is, I'm sure you'll find the signal soon. Goes, yeah, good as gold. Thank you very much. Abi. And yeah, it's all the facilities are there. You wouldn't believe how busy it is here in the summertime. And we have here the first kind of little attempt for building a driftwood structure, which I mentioned in my introduction. Obviously, there's a lot of driftwood coming in over the times. We've got obviously storms happening and trees are falling. But talking about trees, you can see those kind of pine trees, but the whole island was planted with pine forest, and with Douglas fir from the 1920s onwards. And yeah, it is, Tony, it is. And so basically it's a plantation now. Forestry is a big industry here in the northern tip of the South Island. So yeah, originally the whole place was covered with New Zealand bush, and obviously New Zealand birds, wildlife. We had only birds. The first Polynesian seafarers, the Maoris, they came from the Society Islands in about 800 years ago. So there's evidence that you know, the Maori population lived here around this place about 800 years ago. And we have here the first little shelves, nothing, you know, nothing too special, but it just, you know, once in a while you're coming across beautiful little sights, and maybe if I can find some birds. But yeah, let's just continue walking, and but you get the vibe. It's such a relaxing, beautiful place. Maybe I can bring this over with this live streaming tour, so you get a bit of a feel. It's very calm. It's very soothing, and that's what people probably like here. They're walking along, see in the distance here a couple. Isn't it amazing? You know, people just, maybe I can. So I continue walking. We have to, you know, we have to do it as we do it. If the connection breaks up again, just give us a few seconds or half a minute. Hopefully it will catch up again. So we've got some structures here. Some of them, and we get actually a larger one further along the way, but I mean, they come and go, so to say. It's quite amazing how people have the energy and all that. Thanks very much, Abby. The energy and to build those structures. But it is really a family place. In the summertime, people hanging out here, and they just enjoy and relax. So let's move on a little bit further. We've got here in the background, you might be able to spot it. There's actually the river, Waimea River coming in from, you can't see it from here obviously, but if you just look down the beach, you can see kind of a settlement of Mapua. That's another place I'll do an online tour every week or 2 or 3. And that's where the river comes in. It's a huge kind of a tidal, kind of fast flowing river, and that's where some of the sediment for this Rabbit Island came from originally over the last 7,000 years. So let's move on a little bit further. If you have any questions, let me know. Sorry I couldn't answer the rabbit question, but I will find out for you. There must be a story with that. I should have done that before, but I didn't. Shame on me, shame on me. So yeah. The birds you normally get here, I'm a little bit into the birding, but this morning it's not many around. I mean, I can see a couple of seagulls just down the beach, but we often get oyster catcher here. Beautiful black ones. They have a red beak, and they're hanging around and they're looking for food. Obviously, they're looking for little shelves. Sometimes especially the seagulls, they grab a shell, they fly up and drop it, and they drop it from the air, and then they try to get inside the shell, obviously, to have some food. So there's a little structure over there on the left-hand side. Let's go over there. It's my wife there waiting as well. She might be able to tell us a little bit more. But yeah, that's quite a good one. Hopefully, the mobile connection will last. It's been, okay, touch wood, it's been all right for the last minute or 2. So let's swing around and look at that beautiful structure. Here we are. Touch, yeah, I'll do it. I'll try to. I'll go close, and hopefully we'll keep that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a cool little thing? The effort it's gone in, and it's it's almost architecturally built almost. Look at that. Look at that. I have to zoom it out a little bit more again. So let me. So back to that. So yeah, look at that. Yeah, I will touch it. I will touch it. Look at that. Yeah, the old Driftwood. Yeah, it's all that good wood. I mean, some people come here and they collect wood and they use it for firewood as well. But yeah, haven't seen that too often. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a bit of effort going on into these structures, and I think this is fairly new. I haven't seen that last time I've been around here. So, hello. Who's that, my stranger? That's my wife, Pamela. Hello. So let's move on a little bit further down the beach. Just get the vibe and enjoy the scenery. Yeah. As I mentioned before, the weather is not the best today. I mean, I shouldn't complain, really. It's not raining. Normally on a sunny day, honestly, you wouldn't believe it. It's just magic down here. You have more people coming. There are, but it is what it is. I mean, we just work with it what we do. So here on the left-hand side, you kind of see some a kind of a track. Maybe you can spot it. I don't want to go too close, but that's actually a cycle trail. So let me try it. I'll try to go over there without breaking the connection yet again. If I'll do, I basically go back and we reconnect. But I just want to show you that because I think that's one important part. So we've got a cycle trail here, which is called the Great Taste Trail. So taste like tasting food, because the whole region, it's all about food. We've got wine, we've got hop growing, we've got vegetables, we've got everything you can can imagine, because the whole region is very, very fertile, and also we have a really good kind of Mediterranean style climate. Here's a car coming, just passing by. So there's a number of car parks we have here where people just come in for the day or the morning and just go for a walk. But that's also, you see that blue sign here. So that is the signage for the cycle trail. So people would be on their cycles and they would go right down the road. Normally they would start over in Nelson. So Nelson from here, it's around about 20 kilometers. So people would cycle from Nelson through Rabbit Island, and they would head over to Mapua Wharf. And as I mentioned before, I'm doing a Mapua Wharf session as well, live streaming. It is very, very popular, especially over the last 10, 12 years with the e-bikes. E-bikes have become such an important opportunity for people to get out, even if you're not really into cycling. You do have to bike, obviously, but you can, it's assistant and you get a bit of push if you go up the hill or if you're heading against the wind and all sorts of things. So it's become very, very popular, the e-biking. So let's just walk down a little bit before we go back to the beach. And at Christmas season, we have lots of little barbecue areas here on the left-hand side. I'll just go over there and have a little look. With seatings, some of them, they have really, the survivors could have used the tents as structure, dead right. So there's a few seatings here, and some of the places we have here, the barbecue, they're quite flash, they're quite sophisticated. This one is more basic, so people come and they have opportunity to sit down and enjoy their food, and so it's kind of classic New Zealand, very relaxed, kind of the beach lifestyle. And the beauty here is in this area, we don't get extreme temperatures or weather events normally, in like yesterday in the 18, 20 degrees. So it's very moderate, and it's a beautiful place to kind of hang around. We've got lots of visitors coming from overseas to enjoy the region. So yeah, it's let's go over there. There's a couple of birds. Maybe we can spot some. There's actually I can see there's seagulls there, just common seagulls, but I can also see a pied steel bird. Not sure if they will fly away, but we're just heading down and go a little bit closer to the water now. If you have any questions, sing out, let me know. But yeah, we're looking towards the north here. As I mentioned before, it's north. Obviously, we're in the southern hemisphere. Normally, we would see the sun in front of us. We still have kind of summer now. We just moved basically in the 1st of March is officially the start of the autumn season, which is a beautiful time. Time-wise, that kind of time, you know, February, March, even April is really lovely because we're normally getting less wind. Like today, there's hardly any wind at the moment, and we're getting less rain. Seagulls seen from all over. Yeah, I know. They're everywhere. So these are juveniles. I'll go a little bit closer. They obviously caught something. They're eating a fish or something. I don't want to interrupt them too much. And an older one comes and obviously steals. It's a bit of fighting going on, like an oyster catcher with the long, with the beautiful long legs. Over there we have one. Over there we have one. We'll just go a little bit closer. He's walking along. I'm not sure if you can already see it. Here he is. Here he is, oyster catcher. It's a pied oyster catcher, black and white. I'll try to zoom in a little bit more. Hopefully he will stay around. So here he is, digging in. Try to get a bit of food. I'll stop a little bit so you don't shake too much. So look at these fellas, look at he's playing with the waves as well, and at the same time he tries to get his food. Good on him, good on him. So also what is quite important to know, a lot of, I mean obviously in New Zealand we have a lot of beaches because we're surrounded by water. We have 3 main islands, North Island, in a hurricane, yeah, it's Susan. North Island, South Island, and and Stewart Island. But many of our beaches are not safe. They're simply too rough. They have undercurrent, especially on the western side of the South Island and all the western side basically, because the weather normally comes from the west. So they're not safe, but this beach is perfectly safe. Look at that, it's really easy going into the wave. I mean, the water doesn't look that great today, but on a sunny day, I tell you what, it's just incredible. It's clean. We have almost pristine water conditions here. The temperatures would not be too bad because it's quite shallow. The whole bay, it's called Tasman Bay. So this is a huge bay, northern tip of the South Island. And there's a bit of shipping going on as well. In the distance we can see a ship. So we have Nelson Harbour is a kind of a, so yeah. So I'll just move back a little bit. There's another huge structure I want to show you, and I want to, at the end of our trip, tell you, show you another big one, a big structure which has been around for a while now. And then, if there's anything else you want to know, let me know, and I'm more than happy. But it's just so much you can, show you on the beach. I mean, hopefully you relax with it and you see what I'm, to get the vibe of all that. Again, in the background we have Mapua, one of our local villages. I love really the place. I live nearby. So let's go over there and have another look. Maybe I try to find a weka bird. The old weka bird hasn't shown up. Normally they're quite curious. Maybe we'll have a look at the car park, because normally they hang around the car parks. I mean, that would be a kind of a bit of a highlight at the end of the trip, to see kind of a weka bird. And just maybe, let's go. So it's my first tour I do here on Rabbit Island Beach. So hopefully it's been interesting and a little bit beachy, relaxing. But here's another sculpture. Look at that. I mean, it's lots of woods. Look at that. Wow. You could almost stay the night, but I would be a little bit careful that the whole thing doesn't really crash down. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, crash down on you. So yeah, it's quite amazing what people really, the creativity people have, and to make it work. Zooming out a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I just make my way back a little bit, just give you another view from the other direction. So basically that's what we do on a Sunday morning. On a nice day we go for a little beach walk. Let's go up here and have a look if we can find a weka or two. Not sure, but we can try. Hopefully the connection will stay. Yeah, relaxing started in the UK. Yeah, I know, it's still a bit, these time differences. Sometimes it's really difficult to. Let's have a look if we can find something here. Oh, they are there. Stay around. We have weka birds. We have wekas. We have them. It's quite a few of them actually. Look at that. Let's go a bit closer. They're really curious. They are really, hopefully the internet connection will hang around. God, give me another minute or two. And yeah, the waves are beautiful, Michelle. Look at that. So the weka, I'll just zoom it in a little bit more. So these are wood hens. They are native New Zealand birds. So they've been around for a long time. They are flightless and they're quite cheeky. They're quite always hungry, of course, but they try to beg for food, especially with people coming for barbecues and so on. But that's quite a good one. Look at that. So that's a weka. So New Zealand originally, before the first humans arrived, there were only birds, and some of them, or quite a few of them, actually flightless, meaning they were easy prey when the first Mary, and also especially the first Mary, they brought rats with them, they brought dogs with them. Oh, sorry. Oops, hello. Rightio. So let's go a little bit further. So the first humans brought basically rats and dogs, and later they brought stoats with them, and that obviously decimated the population of the bird lives very, very much. It's still a huge problem in New Zealand. We got, just on the way in, we saw a stoat running across the road. So there's a lot of pest control going on. Here we are, some of them. But these guys don't seem to be affected by it because they're living in family groups. You see, they got another, there's one on the other side, there's another one. So, and the interesting thing too is that tourists, when they come to New Zealand, often they actually would think they're kiwi birds. They look a little bit like it. Oops, it's coming closer. Look at that. As I mentioned before, they are very curious. They are, if they can see, look at that. I'm just clipping my finger. They just want to know. They're so curious. They really want to know what's going on. And obviously they want to grab a little bit of food on the side. So yeah, these are the weka birds. Often, misunderstood. They're not kiwis. Kiwi birds are very rare. No, they're not scared. They're not scared of humans at all. Somehow they figured out that we don't do them any harm here. And yeah, they have a pretty good life down here, and they're normally quite a large number. So I'm pleased that I was able to show you those birds, the weka, and maybe a couple of seagulls and the pied oyster catcher. So yeah, I mean, look, I hope you enjoyed the trip, and we got a little bit of local insight. And I'll just swing around here. So yeah, it's been a pleasure showing you around. I love these kinds of morning trips and talk about my home place. I came here to New Zealand about 40 years ago, and I'm still loving it. Still enjoying my life very much, and love to share that with you. So thank you very much for joining. I better go home now, have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, actually, and hopefully see you again for some more tours. I'm planning some other tours in the region, so to have a bit of a diversity in trips, and Nelson, Mapua, and maybe even a bushwalk. I have to check the internet connection though, the Wi-Fi mobile connection. So hey, thank you very much, team, and hope to see you again. Thanks, Abby, Susan, Michelle, Barbara, all of you. Lovely to meet you, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.